My name's Amy Kelly. I am from Grand Haven originally. I was actually born here when my dad was on vicarage, and years later when I was going into fourth grade, my dad took the call here again. So Dieter helped and Ruth helped, and there's four kids in the family, so 3 siblings. We had a dog and 2 cats and lived in the parsonage, and my grandparents lived down the street, and the dog would run down the street to get treats from grandma, so it was really hard to get him back up the street. Got good memories of being here in Grand Haven, and I'm really excited about this new school year. I went to school here from 4th grade through 8th grade, and then I went to Grand Haven High School and University of Michigan for my teaching degree. I was at Siena Heights for a while as well, working on a middle-level education degree. One of my favorite childhood memories was in 3rd grade. I went to Mount Olive Lutheran Day School in Des Moines, Iowa, and my teacher read Charlotte's Web. And it was the first time that I ever had a book where I was like, oh, these stories can be deep, and I really liked that. What is my family like? Growing up, you can ask other people in the congregation, they can tell you. And now we're all really close, and I do a little devotional with my sister on the phone. We call each other. My brother recently moved back to Illinois, so we get to see him and his kids, and they're the same age as a lot of my students that I'm going to have this year. So my nephews are a good example of what I'm going to be working on.
Why did you become a teacher?
I became a teacher because it was either that or animation. So when I was at school, I realized that I had a hard time sitting still that long doing all the drawing, and while I really still enjoy those things, teaching had a lot of variety. I like working with young people. I like the learning about new things and then sharing that knowledge with other kids.
Michigan or Michigan State?
Michigan.
Oh, well. If you weren't a teacher, what job would you want?
Oh, that's changed over the years. Originally, I was going to be a Disney animator when they still had to do things by hand, but technology would be a cool way. Graphic arts would be fun. I've also thought about gardening and horticulture.
What is something your students might be surprised to learn about you?
Growing up, I liked Garfield, and I decided I liked lasagna because Garfield liked lasagna. And in 4th grade, I had a collection of all the little newspaper comic strips, and I had it in one of these sticky photo albums and the little comic strips in it, and I organized the whole thing. My teacher suggested it because it helped me with my reading skills. So,
because you're a history teacher, if you could meet a historical figure, who would it be?
Who would it be? Well, now it would probably be Ruth. And I named my daughter Hannah Ruth because of those 2 women in the Bible and the things that they overcame and still cried out to God like, hey, help me get through this. And so I'm impressed by their faith.
What kind of classroom environment do you like to create?
I like when the kids are up and working in teams. I like when they can create their own end products and surprise me with stuff that is a different way of looking at the topic. I like making things that help them use the information outside of class. And so I've had students do a project where they had to create a vacation that included all the members of their group, but they had done a research project ahead of time on people with different physical limitations and needs. And so if they were planning to go to the amusement park, they had to make sure everybody would be comfortable and accommodated on the trip.
All right, my final question for you. What is one goal you have for this school year?
To share my faith with my students and to help them grow in theirs.